Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
Good morning, I'm Molly Hendrickson.
And I'm Jessica Porter. Here's the latest from Denver 7.
New video this morning shows suspects in action pulling off a heist to steal more than $800,000 of jewelry from a luxury hotel in Aspen. The men walked into the hotel on Friday and then headed right over to a case where the jewelry was on display. In this video, the suspects have facial hair, but in surveillance pictures released by police, the men are clean-shaven. Police suspect this was all part of their plan to get away. Unfortunately, police think they may have left the area. They say the men were able to pick the lock of a jewelry case and seemingly walk off with the jewelry unnoticed.
A new report shows the number of law enforcement officers who died in the line of duty is up 12% compared to last year. The National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund says 144 officers have died in the line of duty so far this year. Texas, Florida, California, and New York had the highest numbers of officer deaths with 11 each. And there have been 65 officer-involved shootings in Colorado so far this year. That's higher than any of the past 7 years. We're no strangers to tragedies in our law enforcement community either. This year, we have lost 2 law enforcement officers. Adams County Deputy Heath Gum was shot and killed while chasing a suspect in January. El Paso County Deputy Micah Flick was shot and killed in a shootout in February. And though it didn't happen in 2018, New Year's Eve on Monday marks 1 year since Douglas County Deputy Zach Parrish was killed in an ambush attack.
Today, a judge will weigh in on who should get custody of Kelsey Barrett's 1-year-old daughter. More than a month since Barrett was last seen, we still have no answers as to where her body might be. Barrett's fiance, Patrick Frazee, will appear in court on Monday to be formally charged with first-degree murder. A judge is also expected to rule on whether there will be limited media coverage of the trial, since this case has received national attention.
This morning, troopers are investigating what caused a rollover crash on I-70 near Eagle that killed a 17-year-old girl. State police say the teen was the only person in the car when it crashed. The highway was slick at the time of the crash, but troopers have not yet released an official cause for the crash. Today, a GoFundMe page is being set up to raise money for the family of Sancy Shaw. She is the Routt County teacher killed on Christmas Eve while driving along I-70 near Genesee. Her 6-year-old daughter, Charlie, was seriously injured in the crash, and State Patrol says the woman accused of hitting Shaw's car was both drunk and high on marijuana. We have details on how you can help out the family right now on thedenverchannel.com.
Call it a Christmas miracle, a Santa Claus rally, or whatever you want. Either way, this morning investors are feeling a lot better about the stock market. Dow rallied yesterday for its largest one-day gain in history. It closed up nearly 1,100 points thanks to strong retail numbers, rising oil prices, and a report that a U.S. delegation will head to China for trade talks. Today, the Senate returns to session following its holiday break, but the chances still look slim for the end of a partial government shutdown. President Trump spoke about the progress of the shutdown while making a surprise visit to visit troops serving in Iraq. He vowed to dig in even deeper on his demand for $5 billion to fund a wall on the Mexican border.
Whatever it takes. I mean, we're going to have a wall. We're going to have safety. We need safety for our country.
President Trump says he plans to visit the southern border before giving his State of the Union address in January.
A new report shows the Denver Metro is a popular place for millennials to settle down. Denver came in as the 5th most popular metro area for millennials to search for a new home. In fact, according to LendingTree, 45% of all home purchase requests in the metro are made by millennials. Salt Lake City was the most popular, followed by Minneapolis, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo.
As more states consider legalizing marijuana, there are new signs that employers are taking more of a relaxed approach to its use by workers. Labor experts say fewer employers are choosing to test for the drug, mostly due to a tight labor market. But that doesn't mean you can light up without consequences. Under current laws, you can still be denied employment or fired for using marijuana, even in states where it's legal. Colorado has what's called an off-duty conduct statute that prevents you from being fired for legal activities on your own time. But because pot is illegal at the federal level, it does not apply to marijuana use.
We're less than a week away from the new year, and once the calendar turns over, there are a lot of new laws going into effect. One of them concerns the kind of beer that grocery stores are allowed to sell to us. Denver 7's Nicole Brady shows us what stores are doing to prepare.
Good morning, I'm Nicole Brady, and if you're the nostalgic type, you might want to head out to the stores and buy some 3-2 beer while you still can. It is rapidly disappearing from store shelves as grocery and convenience stores make room to sell full-strength beer as of January 1st. Most grocery chains in the state have a fermented malt beverage license, allowing them to sell 3-2 beer currently as of January 1st. As long as they applied for a conversion, those licenses will essentially convert, allowing them to sell malt liquor or full-strength beer. As for wine and hard alcohol, they will have to stay in liquor stores and licensed drug stores for now. 3.2 beer has stubbornly stuck around Colorado ever since President Roosevelt signed the Cullen-Harrison Act back in 1933, even before Prohibition was fully repealed. As for 3.2 beer, retailers don't want to carry it anymore. Walmart has been lobbying Utah hard to allow full-strength beer sales in grocery stores there. I'm Nicole Brady for Denver 7.
And higher strength beer isn't the only change happening in the new year. Come January 1st, we'll have to spend a little more to visit our state parks. The price of a day pass for vehicles will be going up $1 at most parks to $9. Campsites will cost at least $4 more, but there will not be a $10 reservation fee. And if you're a hunter, you're going to have to spend an extra $8 to get your license. Finally, senior citizens who want to fish will now have to pay the same as everyone else. Previously, anyone over the age of 65 was allowed to fish for free.
The Broncos wrap up a disappointing season with a chance to play a spoiler against the Chargers. But for quarterback Case Keenum, there's a lot more at stake. Keenum's first season with the team hasn't exactly gone as expected. He's thrown for nearly 3,600 yards and 17 touchdowns, along with 14 interceptions. But he's still working to keep his position as the team's starting quarterback.
Yeah, I want to play here, the rest of my career. And I look at it as, I have to do, my absolute best every week. It's not just this week. It's not like I'm going to try to turn it on. I've done my best that I possibly can every week. I've played as hard as I possibly can. Have I done my best in my own mind? I could have done better. I should have. And you could say coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Keenum says the team wants to beat the Chargers. For head coach Vance Joseph, it may be his last game leading the Broncos.
Tomorrow, a winter tradition returns here in Colorado thanks to a little help from Mother Nature.
Skating is tentatively scheduled to open for the season tomorrow on Evergreen Lake and right near the Evergreen Golf Course. Now, right now, this ice is about 12 inches thick. It needs to be about 16 inches thick to allow for a Zamboni on the ice.
Parks and Rec officials say they're flooding the lake with water to make sure it gets to that right thickness. Now, hours can change based on the weather, so make sure you check before you head out.
Now, from the First Alert Weather Center, here's Katie LaSalle with a look at your forecast.
Hi everyone, good Thursday morning. Mother Nature will definitely help with the freezing. It's going to be cold across Colorado for the next couple of days. Partly to mostly cloudy skies, dry conditions across the Denver area. That strong storm system has moved off to our east in Colorado, but we'll be left with colder temperatures only in the low 30s this afternoon and some gusty winds, especially across eastern Colorado. Partly to mostly cloudy, dry tonight. 2 o'clock this afternoon will be in the low 30s from Boulder to downtown into Highlands Ranch, Castle Rock, Parker, hovering in the upper 20s to right around 30 degrees, and it's going to be a very cold start to our Friday morning. Temperatures will dip down to around 10 in town. A couple of flurries possible, not looking at much in the way of any snow accumulation for tomorrow, but those temperatures downright frigid. Low to mid 20s in town, low 30s under a mostly sunny sky on Saturday, dry and milder Sunday with a chance for light snow for New Year's Eve day. And to start 2019, we're looking at temperatures only in the upper 20s.
All right, thanks, Katie. Well, even though Christmas is behind us, it doesn't mean the season of giving is over just yet.
A Parker teenager played Santa last night for a group of deserving kids. 18-year-old Joseph Giving organized a special day after Christmas at Boondocks in Parker.
The Metro State freshman wanted a way to give back to 20 kids and their families after visiting the Denver Metro YMCA 2 weeks ago. Well, he raised $1,500 from a GoFundMe page to give these kids a Christmas they deserve.
It's my favorite time of the year, and for me personally, it's always kind of broken my heart that there's kids out there who don't get to experience Christmas the same way I get to experience it.
Joseph says he has no plans to stop the giving now. He wants next year's event to be even bigger and better.
Such a sweet story. Well, this has been your Denver 7 On Demand update. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, check back here later tonight for another update and download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. Have a great day.